Hey guys, Chris here, Westside Dive. Welcome back. Glad to see you. Glad you made it back. I was thinking about spear guns, and a lot of customers asked, and they're kind of new and you want to get into spearfishing. What spear gun should you choose? And there's basically kind of three main materials that are on the market these days: your wood spear guns, your aluminum pipe spear guns, and your carbon fiber spear guns. Depending on your budget and your skill level, we'll run you through, what's best for you and get you going in the right direction. I would say the nicest, probably the priciest guns that you can get out there are wood guns. We have some really nice local crafted wood spear gun makers here where we live. Around the world they've popped up, and guys are just doing unbelievable craftsmanship, woodworking. This particular guy has a integrated resin track. You kind of can see the different colors and the mixes, so you can match your bands and handles and wetsuits and everything nowadays, so it's really beautiful. But the main thing with wooden spear guns is, well, a few things. One, they're really balanced if they're done right, and two, they're gonna last forever. You can refinish wood guns really easy, just sandpaper, some oil finish, and then you're pretty much good. The material itself for wood guns, the main material is usually teak wood. Now, teak wood is kind of an oilier wood, I guess, I would say, and a little bit easier to work with. You'll see a lot of teak on marine applications for boats, and the reason is because they're going to last longer in the harsher environments, salt air if you're in the ocean or on the water, wherever you are somewhere. Your wood guns are going to be your kind of higher price point guns, but the good thing is you can use them for years and years. And resell them and sand them down and refinish it and put it back on, up for sale. And the resale values are really good. Depends on the brand, of course, but if everything's functioning, these triggers and handles will last forever. You can get a pretty good price for your resell on your wood gun. Okay guys, the next kind of material that we have, the most common material is an aluminum piped barrel spear gun. So the aluminum piped spear guns are going to be your most economical. It's what you most commonly see out there, and what's most commonly used. Comes in various lengths, all the way from a 50 centimeter, maybe even smaller, up to 140, 150 length long spear gun for blue water hunting. So everything in between. You're not spending a ton of money, and these are kind of where you would want to really start out your spearfishing journey with. And when you come into the shops, we have lots of varieties and brands, and we're going to run you through what would be best for your situation and your bank account, obviously. Aluminum spear guns have come a long way, in my opinion. You can get a really solid, high-end kind of aluminum barreled spear gun, in my opinion, without spending a ton of money. Again, we're gonna go through with you and make sure that this is the right fit for you, but generally most people are starting out with these guys. Nowadays, with the upgrades in the trigger mechanisms, so you're going to get a really high-end trigger mechanism that will hold a lot of power, and that will combine with the stability of the aluminum spear gun, and the whole balance of the spear gun is really nicely done, and you'll be super happy with that. Like I mentioned before, with the aluminum spear guns, it's the most common. There's different thicknesses to the barrel, and that's a preference, so we can kind of guide you with that. You'll also notice that on this guy, this is one of our more popular spear guns. It has actual kind of a coating to it, like a rhino lining or like a protective kind of texture to the aluminum barrel, so when you bang it on the reef or throw it in the boat or whatever, it's going to be a little bit more protected. So the third most common material for spear guns these days is carbon fiber. There's everything from a carbon fiber pipe, and there's different thicknesses of the inner wall of that pipe, from really thin to almost the entire 2-inch diameter is filled with carbon fiber layers. So we have a bunch of those at the shop, and when you come in, we'll if you want to go to that level, it's a more pricey level. We can run you through the reasons why you should maybe have a carbon fiber barrel. The main reason for carbon fiber is it's lighter and kind of it moves through the water really easy. It'll actually absorb some of the shock from the spear gun rubbers after you shoot it, so a bit more balance than other guns. Okay guys, last thing I want to talk about is the different shapes of the spear gun barrels. Most of the time, you're going to see these kind of rounded pipes attached to the muzzle and the spear gun handle. But in recent years, the industries and guys have gotten really creative. You're seeing all kinds of different shapes to the barrels nowadays. This is what I would call a kind of a cuttlefish design. And as you can see, it's not circular, but it kind of fades out to the right and to the left. And it's a little bit fatter, so it's not round at all. It's just a little different design. And really, I don't know if you can see that, but this will glide through the water and kind of track left and right as you're kind of following the fish. So that's the main reason. It'll glide through the water a little bit easier for you when you're tracking that fish. The other main purpose of a barrel like this is stability. This is one of our more popular spear guns, but as you can see, it's a little thicker from top to bottom and a little wider from left to right. So as you pull the trigger and the spear guns release, this thickness is going to actually absorb and you won't get as much recoil from your shot. These are really, really popular spear guns these days. A little bit more pricey, but it's well worth it. Okay guys, that's a wrap for today. We appreciate you checking our video out. Please give us a like, subscribe to the page, and we'll see you next time.